everyone, happy Sunday. I just thought I'd drop this here today. So I've continued with my Bible reading plan, and for the last few days, I've been looking at the story of Jacob and Esau and just their relationship, how it broke down, and how Jacob went off to his uncle Laban. And it's so interesting. There were just so many things that struck me. And I'm always amazed when people say the Bible is boring. I'm like, seriously? There's every kind of thing you can find in there. And I titled this in my mind or in my head, Family Feuds. You just see from generation to generation different things. And these are things that happen in families. We're not unfamiliar with some of these. See if this sounds familiar. So we kick off with Abraham, having his child. Last time we talked about how God is a God of renewal, and he had Isaac. And after he had Isaac, after some time, he sent his servants to find a wife for Isaac from his own people. So they went and got Isaac's cousin, Rebecca, and brought her back. She was very beautiful. And what was interesting to me as I read this story is that, by this time Sarah had died, and so Isaac fell in love with Rebecca on seeing her, and she was a great comfort to him, which is great, right? That's how marriage should be. But what was interesting to me was that as they traveled, and I think there was a famine, and he went to a particular country, Abimelech, to a king's country called Abimelech, the land of the Philistines, and he did the same thing his father did, which was his father on two occasions had gone to first Egypt and then to Abimelech's land and said that his wife was his sister, out of fear. And in both instances, their wives were taken in. His wife was taken in to be part of this guy's harem or his whatever, marriage or whatever. And it's so instructive what God did. God protected Sarah, and he prevented that Abimelech guy from touching her, as far as I remember. But fine, she was his sister, but the deceit was that he didn't state that she was also his wife. She was his half-sister, if I remember correctly. That's for Abraham. And so interesting to see how this carried on into the next year. Isaac did the same thing in Abimelech's land, this time with Rebecca. And they were found out because he was caressing Rebecca at the window. And the king saw this, and he said, "Why have you deceived me? Why have you told me this?" And the king, they made a treaty. Isaac said he was afraid that because Rebecca is so beautiful, they would kill him and take her and whatever. And that's why he lied that she was his sister when she was really his wife. So it's very, very interesting to just see the thread. So one, the things we do, our children watch us, our children see, and they kind of, take it on. And why was this important for me in my story? I began to realize in this particular family, and it's for many of us, we sort of, we tell lies, we try and deceive, whether it's out of fear or to gain something or to do something or to do whatever else and all of that. So, and one thing, lies can cause all kinds of things. They can cause wars, they cause strife, and they can divide families. They break relationships. And that's why God says we should not lie, because lies are from the devil. And we do it a lot in our society. It's very simple. Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm on the bus. When you're not really on the bus, maybe I'm stuck in traffic, but you're sitting in your home somewhere, you're finishing off a meeting. These are little things that we think are little lies, but these are things that God hates. They're from the devil. I mean, of course, we now tell bigger lies in our relationships or in the things that we're doing. So it's very important to tell the truth. No matter what comes with it. Of course, we all are tempted, and nobody can say they've never lied before in their life. And that's part of the struggle, just struggling to be truthful, If we remember who's the father of all lies, is Satan. When you're lying, you're walking in Satan's path. Who is the truth? It's Jesus. When you tell the truth, God wants us to have wonderful lives. He wants us to have great relationships. But as long as we keep going the way of Satan. We're not going to have it. Lies destroy trust. They do all sorts of things, and they can break nations. So that's one thing I took away from that whole thread. And we will see. I'm going to do a part 2, but we will see how the lying just kept on and it snowballed, and the tragedies that it brought to this family, to to Isaac's family, and to his children. So catch you later. Watch out for part 2.